Welcome to Spy Family, the anime that either makes you lose your ability to think straight and makes you want to scar it as high as you can, or makes you say that this girl is being sexualized, in which case you're missing a family and a functional brain. But whatever your opinion might be, I think we can all agree on this. Spy Family feels refreshing. There's no wonder the manga sold 12 million copies even before the anime was released. From the undeniably adorable interactions between the characters, to the way the story can bring you a social critique before you even notice. And did I mention the undeniably adorable interactions between the characters? The author just has the ability to convey the correct emotions with the correct timing, making the characters and the settings feel alive and human. In this story, everyone's purpose is well laid out from the beginning. Lloyd's a spy and needs a family for his mission. Yor's an assassin and wants to lower suspicions on her by having a boyfriend. And Danya's an expert kid that just wants to experience adventure and feel loved. Before I get into the story, let me tell you something about the author's previously most well-known work, Rengoku no Ashi. This one-shot manga seems to have inspired Spy Family. And I'm not only talking about Anya's character design. The main theme here is discrimination, centered around witch persecution, like what happened back in 16th century Europe. We're presented with a world where you and your loved ones could, at any moment, be sentenced to death for being a witch or related to one. The story follows Ash, a witch, and Belle, a knight. No, not that Belle. This one. I won't get into much more detail because you should try it out yourself and discover it after this video, but if you've watched the first couple of episodes of Spy Family, you may have noticed one thing in common with this manga I've just mentioned. Yes, the author brings back the discrimination theme. Now, I know the main thing that makes Spy Family what it is the comedy aspect, but I'll touch on that later on. Let's first take a look at the anime from a deeper level. This theme is obviously not portrayed in the same way as in Rengoku no Ashi. In Spy Family, we have a totally different context, set of characters, and relationships between them. Yes, I'm looking at you guys that say she's sexualized. From what I've seen this far in the series, the world illustrates a lot of issues related to discrimination, like when Yor's colleagues were thinking about reporting her for being a spy, just because they didn't like her, even causing a scene later on at a party, which only ended well because of Lloyd's smooth intervention. But I think that where this theme has been more prevalent until now is with Anya. We come to know in the first few episodes that she's never lived a normal life, being kept at some kind of research facility for years, where she most likely was being exploited for the researchers' profit. Later on, even though we don't know how yet, she escaped. It should finally be time for her to find freedom, but it wasn't the case. She went to an orphanage where she was adopted 4 times and was dropped back at the orphanage every single one of them. I suppose this was due to people finding her creepy because the way she socially interacts is different from everyone else, which is only natural. After all, her mind-reading powers gave her the ability to understand what were people's intentions toward her. But this all changed when she met Lloyd. It was the first time someone finally showed her genuine kindness. And even though it wasn't their main goal, Lloyd and Yor getting together provided Anya with the family she never had. And let's be real, who doesn't melt from their wholesome interactions? Now, to be honest, while I was writing this, Mob Psycho popped into my head countless times. I know they're not the same, and you may even argue that the only thing they have in common is the genres that classify them. But to me, they both felt like a breath of fresh air, in a similar way. Maybe the reason I feel they're similar is that even though Mob Psycho had a world totally full of supernatural stuff, with characters flying around and whole buildings getting disintegrated in fights, it was still able to bring a great sense of humanity to the characters. It was a show where everyone had their own problems and emotions to deal with. And it seems to me that Spy Family is developing around the same kind of basis that Mob Psycho did. Spy Family is one of those series where I can't really say it is the best in any field, but it consistently delivers in every single one of them. The way the author is able to transition from a comedic scene to a serious one is just satisfying. The animation is just as good as you'd expect from 2 great studios working together, and the characters are sweet and rough at the same time, which contributes to the point I've stated earlier about the characters feeling human. Now, I could state 1,000 reasons why the show is great, and even though I don't take back my words about the social issues touched upon, I think the biggest reason for it to be this good is the characters. Anya is just this adorable little girl that you cannot resist. Why? I don't know, man. Just look at her. Can you resist? James Bond? Lloyd is the Giga Chad of the series. Would you be able to casually beat a squad of bad guys while basically doing a marriage proposal at the same time? Or risk your entire mission to defend a child you barely even know? I highly doubt it. Yoru? She is likely the best wife of spring 2022. I mean, I don't know how Shikimori-san will turn out, but I think this is a safe statement to make. Well, look at this. No, not that. This is high quality waifu material. Okay, seriously, the thing that stands out the most about the anime has to be the synergy between the characters. Yes, they're great characters individually, but when they truly reach their peak is together. The way that these two think they're doing a great job hiding their identity, the way that Anya reacts to what they're thinking about, and I mean, just how over the top the anime can get at times. It all adds up into what I believe is peak comedy. All in all, even though I don't really think it is the third best anime of all time, there's clearly a reason for the anime to blow up as it did. Spy Family is just a perfect detox from all the isekais and shonens we're so used to. It's a great comedy with a unique plot, a heavy message behind it, great characters, and top tier animation. And I think it will keep being that way. I mean, I haven't yet read the manga, so I don't really know how the story will develop, but it should only get better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll leave you here with YouTube thinks you'd like to watch next. Also, if you're still here, consider liking and subscribing. I'm new to this, but I hope to make more and better content similar to this video.